Hi, it's Margaret Birdsong in New York City. You're looking at a photograph of Jesus Christ, 21st century, Corinda Sling, and a representation of his wife, Evangeline Einstein de Michelle Birdsong. This is Michael Bublé, a projection of Corinda Sling. Alright, let's begin. On the last video I did, the Holy Royal Family of Saints and Geniuses was the name of it. I forgot to mention that my grandson, Lou Ranzinger, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., had been the poet saint Mirabai. I mentioned all the names of all the saints my children had been, but I forgot to mention the fact that my grandson had also been a saint, Dr. King. I forgot to mention that Adam, a projection of Jesus Christ, named this life as Canadian Michael Bublé. He had been American black singers Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, and Jesse Belvin. In the book St. John, my son Anthony C. Williams, born in Chicago, now lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was St. John the Baptist. It read that he gave only his begotten sons, that whosoever believed in them shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. Now, the wording was incorrect. It said he gave his only begotten, but it wasn't his only begotten because he had two sons. It was he gave only his begotten sons, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but shall have everlasting life. God had two sons, Corinda Singh and Jesus Christ, 21st century, and Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, 1st and 20th century. Also, God had a daughter, only one daughter, who he gave to the world, and her name was Eve, the mother of the earth. And she has been a martyr for the millions of years since she first came to the earth from the Son, the Father. Okay. Now, let's see. Charan Singh, the other son of the Son, the God, has transitioned out of his 20th century Jesus Christ form, his body, into the 21st century form of Jesus Christ, Gorinda Singh. Charan Singh is now Giancarlo Arturo and is currently awaiting in the Michelle Birdsong's womb until the perfect moment to be reborn, along with his twin Aria Elizabeth Michelle, both immaculately conceived in 2018. Okay, so you have something to look forward to. Not only an immaculate birth, but an immaculate birth of twins, and by two different fathers. Govinda Singh is the father of Aria Elizabeth Michelle, and the father, the son, is the father of Giancarlo Arturo. Okay, let us continue. Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ, the Musical, Part 8. Radhasamy. Her and her ad. Her, R for her, AD for ad, HA for has, order. HAS, has, O for order. So am I. Okay? Her ad has order. So am I. That's what Radhasamy means. So ma, turn the words around, spells ma. and eye sacs. This is a clitoris, and the long part is a penis. So that's called the eye sacs. Soma eye sacs, which means pleasure. I wet, add, dad, you sweat. W, E for energy, T for transfer. I owe you. I owe you. I owe you. I for Y, owe you. You. I owe you, you. A new you called a baby. Baba G, Jesus, I. A sheep to bleep. Under the sheet, you did cheat. You did sleep, little Bo Peep. Energy. Okay, let's decode little first. L for will. Spittle. Rhymes with spittle. Will spittle. Energy. B-O-D-E-N-A-R. What is that? Border? Bode. Energy. Ordered. Person. Energy. Order. Entered. Pass as me. Sperm. In sperm. A-N-D, in sperm. Alright, this is saying in code that, little Bo Peep. Whoops. No, not little Bo Peep. These notes are cold. It's hard for me to realize what I was talking about myself. Okay. So the energy transfer, that's making a baby. That's having sex, right? Where the sperm energy is transferred into the body. Because, and that they were making a baby. I got that. Okay. Now, the you did cheat means she slept with somebody besides her husband. And the energy was transferred to somebody besides her husband. My son, Sing Birdsong's dad, Edwin Birdsong, shortly before he died, cried as Sing was helping him with some chore around the house. Edwin Birdsong said, I, crying, I don't deserve, not said, such a true representation of my best self as you, to respect me and help me and be loyal to me after I abandoned you and your sister and your mother. Okay, that was straightforward. That was easy to understand, one-dimensional, right? The woman Edwin was sleeping with, the women, is that women? No, it's just woman. Okay. Were whispering. It should be women. The women Edwin was sleeping with were whispering in his ear. And the women besides his wife we're talking about. Adultery. Dia was whispering, Michelle will not make you as big a star as I can make you. He believed her, and he stopped writing with me. I was the lyricist, and he was the composer on that album, Supernatural. And on the other album over there in the blue, What It Is. Okay, and he started wronging with other girls, too. Candace's mother of Philadelphia, who was making Edwin think he was the only man she was sleeping with because he was hot. he was popular in Philadelphia partially because he looked new. His wife, Michelle Birdsong, spent hours upon hours parting tufts of his hair, oiling his hair and his scalp with sulfur 8 hair grease to keep his scalp moist and healthy, and to give his hair shine like her father, the sunshine, the sun's shine. So Candace's mother thought she could get some of that money he'd be making when he became a star. Follow me? And sure enough, after she got pregnant and had the baby, she took him to court to try to get him to pay her money called child support. Her daughter Candace looks nothing like Edwin, nor does she look like Edwin's other children. It's as if, by the looks of things, she's not a member of Edwin Birdsong's family. Okay, decode things. T for true, H for he, I sex, at Gurinder Singh, in Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ. Okay, things decoded has nothing to do with the rest of this. This is a message in and of itself. True, he, I sex, pleasure. There is pleasure in Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ, because he's true. He's true. He's been a truly righteous, big thing, guru, who grew you, meaning grew me, and gave you his baby. He gave me a baby, yes, Aria Elizabeth Michelle. She's still in me, because he knew you were his wife Mary and married you, knowing you'd never let an intruder inside of the borders in my vagina. He is who belongs with you and who you belong to, too. Justin Trudeau lets any bum scum inside the borders of Canada because they match the dirty dealings he has done and plans to do, presuming there's nothing Canadians will do to stop him. Muhammad, Dr. Jordan Peterson, is showing up corruption in Canada, as so is Eve Mary, the Michelle Birdsong's husbands, Plato, Canadian author, TV show host Mark Stein, Aristotle, Canadian Stefan Molyneux, and Canadian Gavin McInnes, John Rolfe, Canadian Stephen Crowder, Louder with Crowder mugs he sells on his podcast, Canadian David Foster, who had been the first Sultan of Brunei, who had Christ's wife kidnapped. Okay, Christ. See his or her Isaac saint. Talk and share. T for talk, S for share. Wife, W, if Eve energy. The Sultan made Christ's wife his sex slave, the number one in his harem. The book Kama Sutra, Book of Human Sexuality. Google this word, Asali, Pratan, Vasa, Iron. It's like an iron race, right? It's a white race. Aryan. That's close to that spelling. Kama Sutra. This is the Indian name I suppose, for the Kama Sutra. The book by this guy, Vatsayana, was based on the sex life of the Sultan of Brunei and Jesus Christ's sex slave wife, Mary. The first Sultan fell in love with his slave, Eve Mary. The Kama Sutra is an ancient Indian Sanskrit text on sexuality. I think it's illustrated too. Eroticism and emotional fulfillment in life. The ancient culture of India understood that sex, as Freud, Eve Mary told the world, is the basis of life. The Sultan's ghost is in the body now known as David Foster, was Muhammad Shah, born Awang Alak Badatar, established the Sultanate of Brunei and was its first sultan, possibly from 1368 to 1402. Columbus found America in 1492, right? This was before America was founded by the explorer Columbus, who was Melanie Lynn Spear. Hassan al-Bolkiah, GCMG, is the 29th and current sultan, and Yang di Pertuan of Brunei. Some Muslims are so obsessed with being the first to enter woman's inner sanctum, her vagina, that they die for the possibility of having women whose vagina they can be the first to enter. Suicide bombers are told they'll receive a number of virgins in heaven as a reward for their sacrifice of their life. Jesus could die knowing Mary, his wife, to be the one virtuous woman, and when he met up with her again, her love for him would still be pure, true, no matter what the world made her do. He knew her heart was pure. She meant no harm for the sake of harm to anyone. Anyone decoded. Angel, I for Y, O for ordered, Miles Red, and energy, Eve. Okay, Miles Red is an angel and is Eve. Same person. Alright. Muhammad the Prophet, Dr. Jordan Peterson. Muhammad was the founder of Islam. According to Islamic doctrine, he was a prophet sent to present and confirm the monotheistic teachings preached previously by Adam, Michael Bublé now, Abraham, Tommy Robinson, Moses, Joel Osteen, Jesus, Gurinder Singh Dillon, and other prophets. Prophets, P-R-O-F, that's making money. Prophets, present her order, Morphet, Scottish origin, Mary Queen of Scots. Linda Llewellyn, married beneath herself. She was white Irish, well-educated teetotaler, means she doesn't drink or do drugs. In private school, attended private schools, private Catholic schools. She married a black drug dealer who barely went to school. He had sickle cell anemia. The branch does not fall far from the tree. She didn't let anyone into the inner sanctum of her body, and her husband Will. Is that Will? Dwelled? What's that? Oh, Willie. Llewellyn's kids were no doubt his. Their son, Jason Llewellyn, sexually molested Eve Mary, Michelle Birdsong's little girl, St. Patrick, patron saint of the Irish and patron saint of the poor, and she was Christopher Columbus' explorer too, when she was 2 years old. He made her keep still while he stuck his dick, daughter ick, sick, feeling, his dick in her tiny anus, and us. Us is Adam and Eve. Could not breed if he ate from the tree of evil deeds. Devil beads every available opening without wondering if it was spoken for. The anus has been spoken for. Its duty is to be the escape hatch for that which lacked any nutrients for the body to absorb, to carry on, that which exits the body. Okay, so they're saying that the anus has a purpose, and its purpose is to be the exit of shit, of feces, of that which the body doesn't need anymore. It's history. Edwin died because he saw finally that his son Sing Birdsong was truly his son. Remember, he was crying and saying he didn't deserve such a great son? Okay. Edwin and his son Sing Birdsong looked alike. They worked alike. They were both musicians. Edwin had been Bach and Irving Berlin. Sing had been Mozart, George Gershwin, Jimi Hendrix, and he projected himself as Sly Stone. These are all musicians and composers. His mother, Sing Birdsong's mother, Michelle's favorite black artist group in the 60s. Sly Stone was my favorite artist group in the 60s. Sly and the Family Stone, Headstone, Homegrown, was an American band from San Francisco, active from 1966 to 1983. It was pivotal in the development of funk, soul, rock, and psychedelic music. Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Sing had been Mozart, Ma'ad, us, there's us, that's Adam and Eve. Energy, us, U.S., female energy. Adam and Eve, energy, us, U.S., Adam, male energy. Okay, it's saying that the female energy of the U.S. is Eve, and Adam is the male energy of the U.S. We have both in us. Gorinda Singh said, Jesus Christ said this. Okay, Mozart was baptized as Johann, that name, Chrysostomus. Christ I, SOS, Saint Miles Red ordered, under the sun. Miles Red, songbird, ordered, under the sun. Under the sun. Okay, so Miles Red was ordered to come to Earth. Earth is under the sun. Wolfgangus Theophilus. The Order, Philadelphia. Founding Father Benjamin Franklin, Steve Harrison. The way to go, maybe time to bring in saints and geniuses, genuine, good people, smart people. W, order, will, figure, an angel, Evangeline, Eve, angel line, us, Adam and Eve, family tree, where all the city deeds are buried. Edwin died because he realized he abandoned his family, Michelle singing Robin, because he cheated and listened to the women he cheated with smears in his ears against his wife, Eve, Mary Beethoven, Mahalia Jackson, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Marian Anderson, Etta Jones. These were the people Michelle had been. Edwin realized Michelle had given him true representations of he and her. He realized, okay, so he's saying Edwin realized that Sing really was his son, no matter what the whores he had been sleeping with said. He looked like Sing. Sing looked like his father. He acted like his father. He worked like his father. He was a good person, like his mother. Edwin realized Michelle's lyrics had been heard by Stevie Wonder, who took Edwin to the top of society socially, because Steve knew Edwin's album and image hair art was top of the line, a rare find. Steve sang about their album, What It Is. What It is oh so new. What it is, and then later in the song he says, what it is oh so true. And later he says, I just called to say, I love you. Your ideas, your concepts were Mr. Moneyman and the Uncle Tom game, as well as the words in the verses were the Michelle Birdsong's work. Okay, so we're just basically saying that Edwin threw away an immensely talented family and honorable family. That was so what it is, the verses and what it is with Michelle Birdsong's artistry. I don't think I'll try to finish this page because I'm going to run out of time. It's 27 minutes. Okay, this is Mild Red Songbird, Mild Red Birdsong, the Michelle Birdsong, Eve, Einstein, and all the other people I've been, including Jesus Christ's wife, Mary. I will tell you more in part 8, or is this part 8? In the next part of Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ, the musical. So long.